It's Big Marv.
In the World Wide Web, they call the internet, with different types of social media. Store the information sort of like encyclopedia.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another awesome episode of Big Marv's Network. Tonight, we have Nelly from Nelly IS Marketing joining us. Nelly, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
Awesome. As you know, just working through another day. Days are typically crazy around here, as you know. So, the premise of this show is we're just gonna get to know you a little bit, tell your story, a little bit where you came from, and how you serve the world, how you serve your tribe currently. So let's jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of what you do.
I wanted to thank you, Marv, for having me on. With that being said, I'm Nelly from Nelly IS Marketing. I'm originally from the Dominican Republic. I came to the United States when I was 8 years old, and I came to New York City. I lived in the northeastern part of the country all the way up to 2006, actually. I told Matt 2004, but that was a mistake. It was 2006. But 2006. And since then, I've been here in Georgia. I've been on my jobs mainly. I've been focused on sales for the last 8 years. And I loved in my last job that I had, I was helping clients selling products to clients. And I decided that I love sales. I love working with clients and helping businesses. So how can I combine sales, helping businesses, and work it with my own schedule? So I decided to get into marketing almost 2 years ago. And I hired a coach, and I met Big Marv throughout that journey, and other people that have been very influential throughout that journey. I've gotten to know Marv, and he's been a big influence as well. And the rest has been history, man. I've been working with clients and helping small businesses grow, and I love it. It's something, I love to see others happy and achieve their dreams, and I'm just glad to be part of it all.
Now you say you help small businesses grow, and your company is Nelly IS Marketing. So I'm going to assume that has something to do with marketing. So you want to go into a little bit of what you do to help businesses grow?
All right. So more specifically, we focus specifically on Facebook and Instagram ads and email automation. So as you know, when you're on your news feed or on Instagram, on Facebook, or when you're on your stories, mainly your news feed, and you're scrolling down and you see those ads that say sponsored, we do that for clients, especially mainly we focus more on the real estate niche right now, and coaches, life coaches, real estate coaches, agents, and other businesses as well. Some e-commerce, it depends. Different types of businesses. So we take care of running the ad for them. We dial down on their audience. We develop everything from the ad copy to we help them with the video, with the strategy, and we launch it for them. We manage it, and as the leads come in, we automate an email sequence anywhere from 21 to 365 days, which Marv takes care of. He's the man with that. And from there, as is basically a machine that we build for you. So as leads come in and we feed it with ads, the email does its job and it starts converting them. So the more we feed it, the more it converts. So that's the beauty of it. As you invest time and you invest and you dedicate yourself to it and you do a good job into actually dialing down and growing this effectively, it's just growing the machine. You feed it and it throws it out. So that's basically what we do for businesses. We build that machine that grows them and takes them to that next level.
Nice. So for those of you guys that don't know, Nelson has been a wave maker for a while now. He actually was interning for my company for what, 4 months, 3-4 months, and he was running ads for myself and all my clients. At one point in time, we were managing over 6 figures a month in ad spend. And Nelly is he's showing up every day. He's always ready to work, ready to implement, ready to learn, ready to grow, and ready to fulfill for clients. So seeing that passion, that work ethic, just, I was explaining to him how it's harder for me to find people to just pay me money than it is to find it's harder. It's easy for me to find people that pay me money, but it's hard for me to find people to show up for work ethic, right? Like it's hard for me to find people that actually show up with the drive, the motivation, the dedication to continue and see a vision through the end. And like I actually collapsed the service side of my company as I moved into high ticket coaching because if you guys aren't aware, I no longer actually build funnels, automations, or run ads for people. Once I collapsed that side of my company, I actually handed off all of my ad clients to Nelson, and he's been doing a fantastic job. I think one of our clients right now, we cut their lead costs down from what was it, $60 or $70 down to like $5. And that's consistent with every single person because he cares so much that he goes and he researches the hell out of the clients to make sure that the targeting, the messaging, the engagement, everything that he's doing and feeding into the automated system that I strategize and build. They come together like a beautiful team and they work simultaneously. So I want to talk a little bit about that, about your passion, your work ethic. Like, what is it that makes you come back every single day and show up?
Well, man, for a long time, I've tried a lot of things in my life since I was a young kid, and there was never something that was bigger than me that I worked towards until I had until I had kids. So once I have kids, man, and I look at them and I see others, and let me go a little bit back to that. Having kids showed me how to really love. It showed me another side of the world that I did not know before, which was helping others and basically making an impact in others' lives. So when I look at my kids every day, they remind me of why I need to show up, of why I do what I do, and why I need to be consistent with what I do, and why I need to continue on my journey in doing what I love, which is helping others grow, and just seeing that process, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things that keeps me like coming back every day, seeing people apply my strategies and processes and just watching their pages grow, watching their progress grow, seeing their followers come in and just seeing the process start working. That's what keeps me coming back every day. Because as and everybody else knows, my personal mission is to handcraft 100 millionaires, right? And you can't do that unless you come back dedicated every single day. And you can't just be doing it for the money either. You have to love this shit. You have to come back, eat, sleep, and drink what we're doing. And it takes a lot to maintain that focus and drive and actually show up every day. So what are some of the practices that you do to make sure that you do show up and you're 100% every day?
Well, one of the main things, man, I believe in rituals. I have my own little rituals, just things that I try to do every day, consistently. We're not all perfect. Sometimes we can't do them 365 days, but I try to work out every single day. I try to wake up early and, have time to meditate, to think about my day, how I'm going to do things, how I'm going to approach them, working out, reading. I like to always learn and study the craft, man. As you mentioned, one of the things that you have to have is you have to love this. You have to have that in you to be able to show up every day. As I'm going out throughout my day and I'm doing other things as well, I'm always thinking about how I can help my clients. I'm always thinking about how I can make their ad copy better, or how we can make a better video to target their audience better, or I'm strategizing how we can approach where this company is currently and how we can create a plan that goes right where they're at and basically takes them from there. So my mind never stops working. It's something that I do 24/7 from the moment I wake up to the moment I sleep. even if I'm not physically, on the computer working, I'm thinking of how I'm going to come back and make a bigger difference and improve things. So I'm actually very, very, very happy that you mentioned that.
When you say rituals, now it sounded like you had a workout ritual, a meditation ritual. Do you kind of plan and structure your day based on time? Like, would you say time is a very important element to try to stick to?
Of course, man. So basically, I get up at 5 o'clock every morning. From 5 to 8 is my time. From 5 in the morning to 8 in the morning. Basically, what I like to do, I like to work out. Like I said, meditate, read, take my time, eat breakfast. I've been fasting lately, but that's part of it as well. But once 8 o'clock comes, I'm ready. I'm mentally focused. I already got my workout in for the day. I feel great. I was able to clear my mind, and everything is structured in time. So from 8 to 10, I might be looking at clients' accounts and optimizing and seeing how we can improve the current ads that are running. From 10 to 1, I might be taking calls. From 1 to 3, I'm creating content for my page. From 3 to 5, I might be doing cold outreach, trying to get new clients to come in. And I'm working past that as well. It never stops, like I mentioned. I'm strategizing how to build systems that make things better. So everything is by putting it into time frames, I'm able to basically know what I'm going to do at a specific time. So it keeps me accountable and it keeps me pushing every area that I know I need to push. But a big part of that is my morning ritual, because it allows me to focus and basically get in the right mindset and get ready to tackle that.
Nice. So I listen to all the things that you do every day, which I believe is important. Like, you've been in the Wave Makers group for a while, and anybody that's been following me for a while knows that there's a couple things that I tell you guys to do every day. One of those things is figure out a morning ritual, right? Like, I personally don't believe in time, so I don't think it needs to be 5 a.m. or 5 p.m. or whatever specifically, but it needs to be whenever you wake up, right? So if you're a night owl and you like to fucking get to work at 11 p.m., then make sure you're waking up at like 8 p.m. so you can start your morning ritual. There always needs to be something that you're doing before you jump into the meat and the potatoes of the day, right? Like a good practice is like when you first wake up in the morning. I know a lot of people's habits, the first thing they do is they're like, oh, let me check these notifications and make calls and blah, 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 blah. The first thing you should actually be doing, put the phone down, go drink an entire bottle of water, get your body moving, get your brain waking up, and then start planning out your day. And for me personally, I like to get up and I meditate for 10 minutes. I use an app called Headspace, and it's guided meditation, and you just sit there for 10 minutes. I go sit on a yoga mat, and then I got my notebook over here. I got it from the Anxiety Hacker because I have high anxiety, so it's always crazy for me to try to plan out my day. And that's what I do first in the morning, because like once you set up the day, right, is once you're proactive, now you can plan out your day. Because if you're proactive and you plan it before 8 a.m. or before 11 p.m., like whenever your start time is, if you take 2 to 3 hours and you build your day up, get your body in check and plan it out, then you won't have the crazy shit that happens where like somebody hits you up at 10 a.m. and they're like, hey, can you jump on a quick call, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, no, I can't, because I already got my day planned out and that does not fit into my schedule. Here's a link you can book with me, or I can book you tomorrow, right? And if you book them tomorrow, when you wake up in the morning, you're planning out your schedule again, boom, you got them on the schedule. Now you know what your schedule looks like. That's another thing I do every morning. I look at my schedule and then I say, who do I got calls with? And then my calendar, I have it to where I have to have a 48-hour notice minimum, because if you make it to where people can book with you last minute, it'll always fuck up your focus. It'll always fuck up your direction. You at least have a minimum 24-hour notice. That way you can consciously plan out every single day and then not be tempted by the, hey, let's jump on a call at 10, or hey, let's jump on a call at 12, or whatever, because you can say, my day's already planned out, boo-boo, you need to go somewhere else. You have to talk later because I'm busy, I'm locked down. Nelson, as somebody that personally works with me and runs my ads, how often can you get a hold of me to make me jump on and work with
How often?
you? Yeah.
Man, it's not often. You know, depending on the urgency, you will show up when
Yeah.
needed. But
Like if there's a fire, like God damn it, Marvin, this shit is I'll get on there. But for the most part, Nelson's like, yo, when can you get on? I check my schedule. I'm like 8 hours from now or tomorrow. Sorry,
Yeah.
like, I'm already booked out for today. Something's not on fire, we ain't getting on the phone. You know, and what would you say, like, so because I imagine you've been in this rhythm for a little bit now. I know you just transitioned from I know you're in the middle of transitioning from day job to full-time doing your own thing. And I know for a lot of people in here, that is a dream come true. Like that's what a lot of people in here are actually working for, is like, how do I break the barrier? How do I get out there to have the confidence to actually walk away? Because to my understanding, the job you're walking away from, you actually have tenure there. So you're actually walking away from like a career that you built. So what advice would you give those listening in that might be on the verge but haven't quite taken the leap yet for whatever reason?
Well, man, one thing I will say, from the beginning, it's all about your fundamentals, you know, learning things the right way, building a solid foundation from the beginning, because you can't build anything on something shaky. With that being said, you know, being the confidence comes from learning what you're doing every day, being immersed into it every day, being around people that are doing it successfully every day. And when you're doing it with those people, and you know, and as months go by, and you know, you're actually achieving results, and you get the hang of it, and you're able to do it by yourself. I mean, you're already doing it. That's where the confidence comes from. It comes from the practice, being around great people, having great mentors, having great people around that you're able to reach out to and help you any moment. So one very important thing I will say is your network. You know, what you're learning. It all has to work together. You have to submerge yourself 100%. You have to believe in it. It's something that you have to see. You know. A lot of people may think you're crazy, or it might be very scary to jump away from a job that you know you've been at for years, that you're very good at, that you're comfortable, you know, you're saving money, you're making money, you're growing, you're learning every day, you're very happy. There's really no reason to leave, but at the same time, there's something you can make a bigger impact. And being around all that, having that whole experience, and having that want in you and that drive to knowing that you want to do it, and knowing that you know how to do it, and seeing that it is attainable because you're doing it. It's just, it's and once you know that that's your calling, that's something that you're meant to do every day, there's no looking back, man. You know, you're willing to go through whatever it takes. You're willing to go through famine. You're willing to go through the tallest heights. It's a journey. That's what it is. And when you decide to do it for the next 50 years, till you die, that's the journey you embark on. So it's about building that mindset, building the fundamentals, knowing what you really want, and just going after it, man.
Did you face that fear yourself when you put in your 2 weeks and you were like, all right, I'm moving on, I'm starting Nelly IS Marketing? Like, how tell me about like the fear that may or may not have been bubbling up inside.
Well, I mean, you always think, man, what if you don't make it, or what if things don't go as planned? But and it's very possible. Everything is possible. But I prepare myself mentally for whatever comes, man. So even like literally for famine, if that's what it came, things have gone a lot better. Things have picked up a lot faster than I had planned to. So I'm very happy for that. But really, man, it's just being ready for anything. When you're ready for anything, you're ready to face it, man. So it's just having that mindset that no matter what comes through, you're going to fight till the end. It gives you the confidence to pull the trigger and do it. It is scary, But if you don't ever do it, you're never going to achieve your dreams. You're never going to make the impact that you want to make in the world. So nothing is guaranteed in life. You know, you prepare yourself for it and you embark on the journey, man.
Now, would you say that because you've developed a routine of consistency, would you say that's one of the key factors that help push you along and made you succeed and you know be able to go from working your day job to running your own agency in 6 months?
For sure, man. For sure, man. You know, doing the consistency is, you know, a lot of people think it comes from just having passion and being emotional. But there were a lot of times in that process, you know, where you're working, you're an agency where you're starting and you're working a full-time job, and you know, you get home at, let's say, 5-6 o'clock, and you're working till 1 a.m, and your head hurts, your eyes hurt, and you're looking at the monitor and you're working like, man, I have to get up in 4 hours and I have to go to this job. But in those moments, you might question yourself and you might say, man, do I really need to do this? Or is this really what I want to do? You know, this is so hard. Nothing's guaranteed. I don't know how long I'm going to have to do this. But at the same time, man, once you learn to not do it on emotion, but focus on higher purpose, why are you doing it, man? Once you figure out why you're doing it and it's something bigger than you, and it's something that to you is more important than yourself, you're no longer important. So whatever you have to put yourself through to get there, you're willing to do to get there. So, you know, find your why, find the reason why you really want to do something. And I promise you're never going to quit, man. And you're going to do whatever it is that you need to do.
I get you 100%. I think that's a big part of why I continue to come back myself now, because now I've built a legacy behind Big Marv. You know, now I've had all these people that have built businesses and personal brands following my processes, and they count on me to show up every day. You know, like they're trusting me to take the leap and build their brands and their businesses around my strategy. So, like, I now have a responsibility to all these people that look up to me to come back and show up every day to teach them, you know, my knowledge and share it with them and help watch them succeed. And, you know, just having that bigger vision of like 20 years from now, you know, I hope 20 years from now, I help start up 100 different personal brands, and they're all 7-8 figure earning brands, globally recognized. Like, you know, that's my dream, and that's what keeps me coming back every day. So, you know, and I think it's the consistency that you know is one that gets you there rapidly, and two, develops the good habits so you actually show up, right? Because a lot of people that I've worked with, they don't see immediate results, right? And then, like you said, if you don't find your why, if you don't figure out why you're showing up every day, then you're going to be less likely to show up. Because just like you said, especially if you're working a day job, like I remember working 12 hours at Microsoft, getting off work, and then working another 6 to 10 hours at home before jumping back onto the Microsoft servers to do another 12 hours of work. You know, and you know, I would question myself every night, like, what the fuck am I even doing? Like, what's the point of all this? Like, and then somebody would comment on my YouTube video, damn, man, this was amazing. I just built a whole funnel in 2 hours. You know, I'm like, that's why I keep doing it, because people don't have the knowledge, you know. So it's amazing to be able to show up and see those differences, you know, and just quietly watch the numbers grow. Like, I can see people that just started, you know, working with me a year ago, and then I look at them now, and every time they go live, they get tons and tons of comments and likes and engagements, and they're just showing up and loving life, and things are picking up for them. Like, it's not as fast as people probably want, because it's been an entire year, but to do that in your spare time organically is just a magical thing to watch evolve and grow. So when you're building businesses through paid advertising, because you know you watch businesses rapidly grow in short periods of time, depending on how much they're spending. What's it walk us through one of your client experiences, when you show them like, hey, this is how your system was working before and this is how your system is working now. And what kind of difference did that make for them in their lives and business?
Well, one example is, one of the clients that I'm working with, he was getting leads around 20 something dollars, and he was already profitable. And we went ahead. The main thing, one of the things that we did with him was we dialed down on his audience. We looked into who he had already invested into ads, so we already had some data to work with. So we looked at who were the people that had been engaging with his ads. He already had very good videos that were very targeted. So whoever was consuming those videos already was very clear on what he was about and what he had to offer. So we honed down on who watched those videos, what kind of people, what other demographics, their age, their gender, their income and levels. And we created a custom audience based on that information. And basically we ran the same ad, and just that one tweak right there cut the lead cost from $1, I believe it was, all the way to $5. So, and seeing him already be profitable at $20 leads, and now seeing that he's getting leads at $5 consistently, it's like, wow, like what will that do for him? Just seeing that impact that just that one tweet did by analyzing and making an adjustment it could change someone's life potentially,
Yeah, especially if you're used to, let's say, spending $100 a day and getting 5 leads. Now you're spending $100 a day and getting 20.
Exactly.
Like the numbers just grow. It's exponentially growing. As that list compounds, it's just going to work out better.
And we have that machine built right there that you were already making money with 5 leads going in. Now you have 20 going through that machine that's just doing all the work for you. So it's just like, well, once you have data, once you're able to dial things down, things start to get beautiful, man. You can just start seeing how the impact that is doing.
Now, let's say someone is not in the position, they're brand new to the game, they don't have any kind of marketing budget. What are some easy things that people can do on the front end side, like content creation and marketing wise, that they can do to build up that list while they're preparing to advertise?
Well, so one of the things you can do, you can collect a list by building a Facebook group. You can build a Facebook group to educate others and help others with the problem that you solve for them. It's a free group where they join, but you can get their email that way. You can provide a lead magnet organically through that group, where basically you give them something of value in exchange for their email. You can go on your business page, post every single day content that's very relevant to your audience, post videos to build trust, educate them so they know that you're a professional, that you're an expert in the field. If one thing can change everything in the consumer's mind, in your potential customer's mind. So one thing that they hear you say in 1 out of 5 videos might be the one thing that says, you know what, this is the guy that I trust to do the job. So even if they're not ready at that moment, this is information that you're collecting. So when you're ready to run ads, you're not going to have a huge database of information, because you're not paying to get through hundreds of thousands of people, per day or per week, depending on your budget. But we have some data to base off to start off in a better position when we do decide to go with paid ads. You will already have maybe gotten some sales from that. You will get some people that already know you. So, you will probably have some followers and have gotten your name out there a bit. So it's all beneficial, but you have to stay consistent, post every day, go on groups every day, engage every day, give value, educate, just stay busy, man. And basically help others for free until you're ready to help others in a bigger scale.
Yeah. Now, what he's saying by, provide value, right? We're not talking about going and pulling out all of your biggest secrets in the closet and dropping them on the table. What we're talking about is like giving genuine value, small actionable steps and actionable items that you should be able to teach people at no cost, right? Because we live in an information age. Anything I want to know, I can search Google and find it. right? So I need a reason to consume the same information from you rather than just finding it on Google and doing my own research, right? You need to let me know why you're the expert and you're the trusted opinion I should come to for this information. You know, whether that's a physical product or not. You know, like everything that you do, you're always going to have a competitor. Like if you're the first to market, awesome, right? You'll make a ton of money, but especially if it's profitable, you're not going to be there for long. Like we have a motivated maniac right now named Elon going through. We're setting up a automated system for him, right? He's the only one in the game right now in his town with alkaline water, right? But and he doesn't have the in-depth automations and follow-ups and things like that set up because initially he's thinking, well, I'm the only motherfucker in town. You know, like if people love alkaline water, they're gonna have to come to me because I'm the only motherfucker here. Like, right. But Elon, what happens when we blow you up and you're making 6, 7 figures from alkaline water? You think you're gonna be the only motherfucker in town for very long? You know, so you're not gonna be the only competitor for long, right? So that's why you give away valuable information, small actionable steps that people can take. Because if they read your valuable content, if they watch a video that you shot and then do whatever you told them in that video, and then what you told them in that video makes a change in their life, they're likely to come back to you, right? So like my copywriting coach, right? I've spent a few $1,000s with him now because this all started out with a free lead magnet that he gave me, teaching me how to write. I think it was how to write better emails or how to write better subject lines or something like that. Right? I put it into place and it instantly doubled my open rate in emails. And I was like, okay, maybe this motherfucker knows what he's talking about. And then I joined his free Facebook group. And then every time he went live or talked about something, I was like, let me try it. Let me put it into place. Let me read it. Let me try it. And then he sold me into his like more elevated group. And I got in there and I started implementing practices. And I'm like, fuck, this is like literally we're watching ads that we were running for clients, and I started implementing the copywriting practices for him. And we were watching those crazy ad costs that you're talking about. They're going from $20 to $5 a lead. Like there was videos that I was paying, 30 cents per click that dropped down to half a penny per click. That's less than a penny to get them to look at my motherfucking landing page because of copy. Because I just changed what the words I said on the damn ad.
That's all it was.
And then I ended up buying his full course, paid $100 for his book. I've met him in person, and now we're working on another partnership deal through other avenues. And I imagine we're going to continue to grow together because, like you said, you got to establish that network. But it all started with a free lead magnet that he gave me. And now it's been like 2 years. I've been diving into learning copy that this guy, I don't even care. I get hit by copywriting courses and other shit all the time, but I don't give a fuck because Cole is the guy that I look to when I need copy, right? So that's what Nelly is saying. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're saying give value, that's why you do it. That's why we post on your page hey guys, if you're marketing, here's some strategies that you can try, or here's some things that I'm doing that are working, right? Because
exactly.
If other people see Nelson posting hey, here's an ad that I'm running, and this is how we got it from $20 a lead to $5 a lead. Try plugging this into your system and see if you can make it work. They're probably going to fail and not get it to go down to $5, but they might go from $20 to $12 trying what it showed them. And then they do that, they're like, all right, well, I didn't get it down to 5, but obviously Nelson knows what he's talking about because I'm not an expert, and I was able to get it to go down $12. So imagine what Nelson can do if he personally ran the ads for him, right? So the next conversation is going to be them hitting up Nelly saying, hey, man, your video is awesome. Thank you so much. I implemented that, and my leads went from $20 to $12. When can we jump on the phone so we can talk about you running my ads? right?
Exactly.
Or maybe you don't get the sell immediately, right? Maybe they reach out to you and say, "Hey, man, I got it down to $12. Is there any other tips or tricks you can give me?" Right? At that point, I know Nelly does this, that's why I can say it. Nelly gets them on a strategy call where I know he gives them an hour or two of his time for free, just going through their ad managers, showing them mistakes that they're making, things that they can change in their flow. And once you do that and you provide an exponential value, like I was on the call with someone yesterday and they told me that they got more value in the 2 hours that I gave them than they got out of any course they ever purchased.
Wow, man, that's amazing, man.
So that's and it I ended up bringing them into my high ticket program, right? Because they were like, if this is what I get out of 2 hours, I can only imagine what I'm going to get out of 12 weeks.
Exactly, man. And the industry changes so much. So it's always good to allow yourself to have someone come in that's actually doing it every day and knows what's going on to let you see and show you how you can improve it. And the goal is to help you out and let you see that there are things that you may not know. Imagine if we do this for you. So, and it changes so much and you have to stay on top of it. That's why I don't mind showing someone and telling them, here, do this, because it's something that you continuously have to do and analyze and optimize. So once you get busy enough on your business, you won't have time to do it. So that's why, guys, it doesn't, I don't mind giving out value. I don't mind showing you how I do it, because one, if you're doing it successfully, you will be too busy in your business to do it. Two, it's going to continuously change. So you're going to continuously need to stay on top of it. So go ahead, let me know and I'll help you out.
That is how the cookie crumbles, man. I can't tell you how many times I've dropped a video and they said, "Marv, how the fuck did you do that in an hour? Because I've been trying for 6 hours and I still don't got it right." You did that shit in 43 minutes, bro. Like, how the fuck did you do that? And it just comes from fucking years of practice, you know? It's like, how does Bruce Lee say? I'm not scared of the man that knows 10,000 punches. I'm scared of the man that's practiced one punch 10,000 times.
He says kicks, but yes, that's the quote. We kicks.
Because you dial in that one thing that you're good at, right? That's why I have a team. That's why you have a team. Like, just so you guys know, Nelson's not the guy building the automations and systems and running the emails and building the funnels, and he's running the ads, but he has a team. Even I myself, I have a team of people building funnels, writing automations, copy, everything else. In the beginning, you don't have most people anyways don't have the resources to have a whole team. So I think it's more like, in a marketing sense, I think it's more important that you take imperfect action and just get yourself out there and figure it out along the way. Like, don't spend 6 months of time trying to learn how to build a perfect funnel and then launch the funnel after that 6 months, and what if the funnel flops? Like, what if it doesn't pan out? Like, don't sit on an idea and not release it, or don't not release content because it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Like, go look at my YouTube and my very first video about old ass rat truck. Like, it's the very first video I ever shot. It's the very first ad I ever ran in my life. Here, I'll show it to you guys. And I shot it with my iPhone 6. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna run it, because, and now the videos that I make now are way better and stuff. Like, this is for 2 years ago. Look at this, guys. This is my backyard. This is like my driveway. Look at my trash cans right there.
Are those chickens, man?
Yeah, I had horses. Had a cow back there.
Nice.
We had a chicken coop over there.
Nice.
This is like literally just my old ass Volkswagen truck with ladder rack on it, like using my cell phone. and we just did it with a cell
I'm
phone.
Big Marv.
Yeah, I'm definitely not wearing a Gucci
See?
suit.
I love cars.
I don't
But you
live
know
in a
what I love
mansion.
more than cars?
You know,
Computers. I built
and
my first computer.
what it's really about is getting out there and doing it. Do not spend months and months of time trying to learn all these skill sets, because you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be the best at it. It's more important to take action, get it out there, prove the concept, right? Because let's say your funnel is a hit and you sell fucking 10 grand overnight. You know, I've seen it happen. We launch a funnel and then they immediately get 1,500 subscribers the first week, right? And their automation wasn't set up perfectly. Their website wasn't set up because it was just a proof of concept, right? But now that they've made 1,500 fucking sales, now they got some money to bring in guys like Nelson, you know, guys like William to write their content, guys like Eric to write their copy, guys like Josh and Michael to build their funnels and websites. You know, that's the thing I want to tell you guys. Like, focus on list building to get to the point of delegation, right? Don't try to focus on being the best unless that's your shit, right? Like, if my shit is automation and I'm trying to be known as the automation king, I should probably always be getting better at automation.
Right.
Better. Nelson, your skill set is paid advertising, so you should probably stay on top of that.
Right,
you know,
right.
But I don't imagine Nelly going and learning funnel building and everything else. I imagine all of his valuable content is going to be around paid advertising and how paid advertising can serve your business.
Exactly, man. Exactly, man. You know, one thing you learn along the journey is that you can't do it all alone, man. You know, when I first started learning marketing and I got the idea to, you know, and I said, I'm gonna start an agency. It was almost 2 years ago, man, that I started, you know, paying a coach and taking courses. And and one thing that one sec.
Get some fucking water or something.
And one thing that I noticed, Marv, was that as you know, as I started paying the coach, I wanted to learn copywriting. I wanted to learn how to edit videos. I wanted to learn sales, and I did learn all of it. So it took me, you know, I invested so much time learning, just trying to learn every aspect of it. And so when I would launch, I would do it all by myself. But then as you start working with clients, you start realizing that you can't grow when you try to do it all yourself. You can't, you know, you can't do sales calls and create funnels and design websites and build ads and do reports and have calls with the clients and build and edit videos and write ad copy and do research and do the optimizations. Like you'll probably get stuck at like 5 clients and you'll lose your head working like 60 hours a week, right? So
yeah.
So you realize, okay, if you want to build a real business out of this and you want to actually take this and actually establish this, you have to start delegating. You have to find the one thing that you think like, you know what, this is me right here. This is my thing that I'm like a genius at. This is what I'm going to focus in, which is the most important thing in the business. For me, for example, it would be getting the clients results, doing the market research for them, managing their ads, thinking of strategies, actually optimizing their ads, and handling sales calls. You know, I have somebody for ad copy, somebody that helps me with the videos. So that's the one thing that I consider I'm best at, and everything else you have to delegate. So you have to try to work to that point so you can effectively focus on growing your business. Yeah. So it's something that not a lot of us realize, and it might take some of us longer than necessary. But once you see that, is when you're able to focus on actually growing your business, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's very and with that being said, I think it's very important that every entrepreneur, every personal brand owner, you actually do go through the process on your own, you know, taking a look at your system, writing your own first draft of emails, writing your own first draft of landing page copy and ad copy, just so you understand your process, so you understand your leads and what are happening to them as they go through your process. So when you are delegating, you know when things aren't acting right, because you're like, wait a minute, I'm the amateur that fucking winged this shit together before I hired you. And as an amateur winging this shit together before hiring you, I was getting these results. Why is it performing worse when I hired the damn expert? Right? So, but if you don't know the process at all, if you're just completely blind, you've never put any thought or effort into your own marketing strategy, what kind of content you're going to serve your tribe, why you're going to serve your tribe. Like, let's say you just bought into one of those copy and paste templated fucking programs that are like, build a brand in 100 days and copy this template, right? Because if you guys follow me, you know, I have the 100-day blueprint, but I ain't building shit for you in that 100 days. I'm telling you what you need to build, what you need to source, and how to write it. But everybody is unique. Everybody's got a personal brand. Everybody has a tribe and an exact demographic that they're serving. You know, so that's why you'll see people that get the copy and paste templates and they're just copy and pasting and they have no idea why it's not working. Like, why did Billy Joe over here make 100K off a duplicate funnel? The only thing I changed was I put my face on it and I put my name on it. But it's working hella great for Billy Joe. And do I just have an ugly ass face? Like, why is it working so good for Billy Joe over here? And my ass can't make shit. I've been copying and pasting the shit out of these phones. Exactly. What you probably don't know is Billy Joe probably knows a little bit about email automation. He's probably not copying and pasting. He's probably got the templates and he's rewriting the templates into his voice. He's probably not using the copy and pasted logo. He probably got some graphics made that had his name on.
Billy Joe also probably knew how to do research and find out specifically how to speak to his audience and the exact words to use to hit the exact pain points. So there's a lot of aspects that go into it that you have to understand. That's why you have to build a foundation. You have to understand how every aspect of your business works in order for it to be able to grow firmly, you know. So you have to understand, you have to be able to look at every aspect of it and know exactly what's going on.
You have to always be asking, what's next?
What's next?
Because I pay for it. Where was it? Ricky Bobby. God damn it! I'm sorry. I had a Talladega Night moment. Anyways, what would you say would be the biggest thing that you did or learned or implemented that made the biggest difference for you and your business? Like, what was the biggest thing that you were like, man, if it wasn't for this thing that got the ball rolling, I probably wouldn't be here right now? What's the biggest shift that happened in your life that was like, all right, I'm in it to win it now?
I'm in it to win it now?
Yeah.
Well, the one thing, man, was, you know, like going back to the beginning, you know, I had a job that it was something that I was trying basically my whole life, work a Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. You know, I told myself if I could make X amount of money after taxes and, you know, I would own a home, I'd be happy. You know, I would have the schedule that I want. In my mind before, that was what I wanted. And once you get to that and I have it, and I saw that I wasn't making the impact that I wanted to make, and I had already felt what that was like, and there was something in me that just told me, okay, man, you have to go out and just work your purpose, you know.
Was there any like specific event that happened in your life that was like the straw on the camel's back snapping that just made your internal clock just basically give you the fire, or would you say that you just were just clocking into work and then just like, dude, there's got to be more than this, and you just kind of figured that out?
When I had my first child, man, this was almost 2 years ago, Marv. When I had him, and I told myself, you know, I already felt that, I already had that feeling that I had to do something. He'll be 2 years old next month. This is when I started learning marketing. And I felt something in me that, you know what, if this is what I thought was good and it doesn't fulfill me because I'm not helping people, I'm not making the impact that I want to make, how am I able to teach my son how to do this for himself? So I felt like that was the fire in me that told me, okay, you need to be an example for your son. That you can't settle anymore. You have to go out and help others, do your, make an impact. So I would say having my son, man, that was the one thing that told me, okay, now this is it. Like you have no choice now. Like you have to go do what you were meant to do.
I think for me, like the straw that broke the camel back for me was like before I left Microsoft, I had started buying courses, right? Like how to marketing, how to automation. Like the very first course I bought was one of those very generic fucking how to go from charging your clients $1,000 to $10,000 for WordPress website, right? And at the time, that WordPress websites were my bread and butter. Like that's like I worked at Microsoft, and my side gig was building WordPress sites for people. And so for me, that was like the ticket. I was like, fuck yeah, this is the course. This is gonna be my ticket to freedom. Put together 5K, bought the shit. Is the worst, like worse than WordPress 101. Like it didn't teach me anything I didn't already know. I was just like, this course is fucking bullshit. I can't believe he charges 5K for this. I can make a course better than this. What the fuck is it? Like I was hot. I was more hot for the other people, right? Because I'm fairly technical. So I was like, I can go figure this shit out. Right. But now I'm like, dude, he's charging other people 5K for this. I was enraged. Like I was like, this is fucking bullshit. I can't believe there's other tech guys. You were making me look bad, like that's and I was because like that's the type of grief that I got from clients. They're like, well, I've paid guys before, thousands of dollars to build a website and they never get it done and blah, 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 or it doesn't look good, or it doesn't convert, or it doesn't do this, or it doesn't do that. And I'm like, sounds like you hired some motherfuckers at amateur hour to do your shit. My bad. Now you talking to a real motherfucker. Like I can do this. I promise you.
Right.
But there's all these guys out there selling these $5,000 courses teaching fucking horse shit that I could have Googled. And like that was the straw for me. I was like, this is it. I need to figure this out. I gotta make a course. I gotta do something because I can't have this shit on the internet no more. Right? I was like, I gotta go put these guys out of business. So that's how it first started. And then it evolved into I went from just because when I first started, it was all resentment and hate, negative energy. Like I'm just gonna show these guys up and prove these guys wrong, put these guys in the dirt, and like fuck these guys. I can't believe they're ruining the fucking internet. Fuck these guys. And then as I started working with people and seeing the difference it was making for them and like watching helping other people quit their day jobs, like dude, when you put in your 2 weeks notice and you told me like, bro, I was fucking quitting my job, I'm in it 100%, like that was like one of the best days of my life for me because I was like, I can't believe one of my interns were able to quit their job in 6 months. Like that's fucking amazing for me. Like that's like I'm probably gonna have to be like, Nelson, I gotta buy you a beer, like person, you know what I'm saying? Like that's fucking amazing to me. So once I started seeing that, then I started using that as my energy. Because like when I was resentment and fuck these guys and that was my energy and that was all my messaging and all my messaging was like, fuck these other guys, I do it better than them. I wasn't really making shit. Nobody cared about me. They were like, fuck you, Big Marv. Like, fuck these guys. No, fuck you, Big Marv. Like, and then I changed it to like, dude, check out what this store did for this person. Check out what this email did for this person. Like one of the clients that I did, one of my biggest success stories to this day is we launched a funnel, almost 1,700 leads in less than 72 hours with a $43 ad budget.
Why the odd number?
That was just what we spent when I turned the damn ad off.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Wait, you got 1,700 leads with $43?
Yeah, bro.
No, that's amazing, man.
We launched the funnel. So check it out. We launched the funnel.
Okay.
And then overnight, she calls me. She's like, Marv, we're at 400 leads. I was like, she's like, it's going to be hard to fulfill, but we can fulfill it, right? Because it was a physical product. And she had only ordered 100 because we only expected 100 sales, right? So she's like 400 overnight because it was a free plus shipping, just pay shipping, and we're going to send you a week sample.
Okay.
And 400, bro, like hundreds of shares, like in comments and shit immediately.
Just went viral.
We're like, dude, why is this so fucking hot right now? Day 2, we're at 900 leads, and she was like, Marv, like, you gotta turn it off. We gotta fucking, I'm done. And because it was a $20 a day budget, so we were only at like 40 something dollars, and she was like, all right, turn it off. So we turned the shit off. And by that point, it had so many shares and it had gone gone viral essentially. You know, once that happens, you don't need fucking ads anymore. Like hundreds and hundreds of shares. So then we woke up the next day, it was at over 1,300. And she was like, Marv, I thought I told you to turn the ad off. I'm like, I did. That is organic traffic.
Woo!
Next day, we're almost at 1,700. And she was like, I had to go break the funnel. I had to go delete the order element on the funnel so nobody could do it anymore. Then she started getting comments on the post like, try to get it and it's a fucking scam. Fuck this bitch. And I was just like, it's not a scam. She just got 1,700 fucking orders. Like,
wow, man.
And it actually, unfortunately, ended up overwhelming her so much that she didn't fulfill and she never followed up and did anything with it, unfortunately. So like it's a week long, like this is fucking insane, and
you know, man,
she tapped out, unfortunately.
That's one of the things that I always talk to clients about too, like prospect people that I'm trying to, you know, to get to learn about Facebook ads, is that's one of the main points that I mentioned to them, man. For that is, are you able to fulfill? You know, is your business set up? Because we're about to run ads, like we're getting out to the masses. You know, it's not guaranteed. You know, it's a process, and that's not the expectation that we're going to start blowing up when we start off, because it's a process that we have to work, but it's a possibility. So can you fulfill it? You know, are you set up to grow? You know, if we get you 10 appointments in the next 5 days, can you go through those 10 appointments? You know,
because you always plan for the worst and hope for the best, right?
You hope for the best, right?
Because you might say that, you know, 1,700 is the best, but it's really not, right? Like if you're not equipped to handle 1,700 orders, that's actually the worst case scenario, right? At that point, if you can't fulfill, your best case scenario is to only get 20 sales, right? So that's why you always want to be looking at your system. Because I can't tell you how many people that Nelly and I have collectively gotten leads for, and we got them so many fucking leads, they just can't call them. They're just like, we can't call them all. There's too many fucking leads. Like, so that's why we work with guys like, you know, Matt over at Appointments Today. Matt at Appointments Today is like a rock star. Him and his team, if you having trouble getting leads, like they call them for you. Right, that was something we had to do because we were like, well, fuck, what are we gonna do? We're bringing in all these motherfucking phone numbers, and they can't call them. Then they getting mad at us saying these leads are garbage. It's not my fault. You waited 2 weeks to call the motherfucker, and they already paid somebody else. That's not my fault. I sent you the phone number. But anyways, that's another topic for another day.
Exactly. Well, one lead can be thousands of dollars depending on your business. So it's very important that you have an email sequence going out to these leads. It is very important that you have a follow-up process where you're reaching out to these leads immediately, that's what Matt does. So whatever your business needs, from generating the lead, which is what I do, to building the machine to put the lead to, that's going to nurture them and turn them into customers, to having the follow-up internal sales agent team that's going to call them and book the appointment for you, we have you covered, man. Every single lead is not going to escape.
All right, well,
not a single lead is going to escape. Sorry.
Not a single one's going to.
Not a single lead is going to.
Once we got them, they're fucking ours, bro. Like, so while we're at it, go ahead and let everybody know where they can find Nelly is Marketing, in case they want to reach out to you and maybe talk to you about doing some marketing for themselves or their personal brand.
Guys, check us out at facebook.com/Nelly is Marketing. If you want to, just go ahead and book a call with me directly and see how we can help you. Go to booknow.nellyismarketing.com or email me at info@nellyismarketing.com. Instagram, nellyismarketing.com, and we'll be glad to help you.
Fuck yeah, man. Was there any last minute things you want to tell the audience before we get out of here?
Guys, stay consistent, guys. That's the only way to get to where you're trying to go. See where you're currently at, see where you're trying to get to, figure out the processes that you need to set up in place to get there, and be consistent.
And my last question of the night, and this is kind of for myself. Would you say that plugging into Big Marv's network has helped you in your business grow?
Plugging into Big Marv's network has changed my life.
Fuck yeah, that's what I'd love to hear. All right, guys, if y'all want to keep changing your lives, make sure you tune in every week at 6 p.m. PST. We go live with an entrepreneur right here in the Wavemakers with Big Marv. You can catch the replays on all streaming platforms available: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Android Podcasts. It don't fucking matter. My man Isaac Mashman has me hooked up everywhere. So make sure you guys tune in and catch it the next episode next Friday. If you want to be able to show yourself, go to bigmarvlive.com/the network. This is Big Marv. Thank you guys for tuning in. One love.
Take care. Thank you.